Hi mothers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay, I remembered in the last video we talked about relaxing, taking a break and relaxing. Now, I think after you calm down to relax, the next thing now we should talk about is when you're finally relaxed. You think you've thought through yourself, you've thought through and you've thought of something that you could probably do to, you shouldn't keep on blaming not being useful to having kids. I mean, there were mothers in those days that had kids, raised kids, and they still did great. Take for example women in politics, renowned women. You understand? I know you don't want to just remain at where you are, but have you thought of forgiving yourself of past mistakes and letting go of things that probably held you down, and then taking on the next step? A giant stride, they say, starts with a single step. When you want to take that giant stride, the single step you're going to take, what is that single step you're going to take? First, flush yourself. I mean, you can't raise a child if you do not raise yourself. You need to be disciplined yourself to be able to raise children. Don't keep blaming being not being productive to having kids. I know sometimes it's really overwhelming. Yes, it is. Nobody's canceling your story of being overwhelming, motherhood being overwhelming and so demanding. But in as much as it is demanding, what do you think is your purpose of being alive? What do you love to do? Discipline yourself to take steps today so that you would really impact. You will not just raise children that are godly or good or kind children or not. You need to raise children that are beyond good. They are impactful in their society, and it starts from you. It starts from you being disciplined yourself. You want your kids to go to bed on time. You yourself, you learn to go to bed on time. You want your kids to be a particular way. You yourself, you have to start that. I mean, you can't keep forcing children to do what they don't see. Children learn by what they see. Children emulate what you do. So what you do is what you probably see your child doing. Now, a lot of mothers struggle with anger, being angry. Maybe the anger is probably from being overwhelmed or being exhausted by motherhood itself. We are not debunking your story. We're not trying to cancel your feelings. Your emotions are valid, but you need to learn how to control that emotion of being angry. Man, anger can destroy things. I mean, a single action that you take today, fueled by anger, can spoil things 10 years in future for you, 20 years time. So you have to control yourself, discipline yourself first before you can be able to discipline your children. Discipline yourself first. It starts from even when you just put to bed. Most of us had to learn on the job. Motherhood is something you learn on the job. But seriously, I think when we have tips like this, it makes it more easy for you and I. Discipline yourself first. You want your children to behave a particular way. Discipline yourself first. You want your children to dress a particular way. Dress it first. You want your children to act in a particular way. Act that way first. And you see, another thing that can stress you in this motherhood journey is when you're not being consistent. Consistency is like a fuel. When you're consistent with something, it keeps going on, and don't think that your children are not watching you. They are seeing what you're doing, but be consistent. I know sometimes you don't feel like doing anything, you don't feel like getting up, you don't feel like taking actions for yourself, but really, you need to be consistent with your attitude, with what you want the children to do. You need to be consistent, and probably that way they'll, you know, the thing ends up going into them, and they end up displaying the character you want them to. Parenting these days, is not easy. I hope you have learned from this little video of mine, and I hope you put it into practice. First, you think of what you want to do, what impact you're going to make in life. Secondly, discipline yourself. A mother that is not disciplined cannot raise a disciplined child. Discipline yourself, not just in attitude, in lifestyle and everything. In everything you do, discipline yourself. And thirdly, be consistent in whatever you do. Bye. Thank you. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.